Hi guys, welcome back to Urban Rhino Tutorials. Today I'm going to show you how to make a dainty stone necklace. So I have a bag here of mixed natural stones. We do have this kit available for purchase on our website, and if you buy it, you'll get a mix like this, and you'll get a long piece of chain that's enough to make at least 2 necklaces. So I'll include a link to that in the comments below or in the description below. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to choose the color that I want to do for my little middle section. There's some really cute ones in here that are like marble. And then there's also some that are kind of more of a jade color. I think I'm going to go with the marble ones. So I'm going to pick out some of those, and what I'm going to want to do is put them onto the eye pin. So you'll have an eye pin included. You'll actually have a couple of those. And when I put them on, I'm going to scoot all these out of the way. You're going to want to make sure that you put the small ones on the outer part and the kind of larger ones in the middle. So these look to be a little larger. This one's pretty small. So I'm just going to push these onto the eye pin. So an eye pin are the little pieces of wire that have a loop at the end. Remember, a head pin has a flat end. So I'm gonna slide that on. And you can put however many of these on that you want, as long as you have room to make another loop on this side. And I'm not gonna go quite this long, so I'm gonna trim it down a little bit. If you wanted one much longer than this, you could use wire to make your eye pin. So I'm gonna slide some on. And these are supposed to be, you know, irregular shaped, so even the hole is not always perfectly in the middle. I'm gonna put about 8 of these, I think, on here. See how that looks. Let's see. We've got 7. Yeah, I think that's good. We'll do this last little kind of smaller one. Like that. So from here, in order to make my loop on this end, I want to cut this wire down some. Right now it's too big. If I tried to make a loop, I would have way too much wire. So I'm going to use, I don't know if you guys are aware of this, but on needle nose pliers, most of them have a cutting tool on them. So down a ways, almost to the very inner part, there's a little cutting tool. So if you can't find your wire cutters, you don't have wire cutters, if you can't get the scissors to cut them, you can use this. So I'm going to cut it so that there is about 1/2 inch left. And then I'm going to take my round nose pliers and make a loop. So in order to make this loop, which actually I need to cut a little more. All right. So when I make this loop, I want to make sure that I'm making it the exact same size that this one is. So if you're trying to learn how to do this, usually over time, when you're working with eye pins, you're going to learn what spot or what position on your round nose pliers to position your wire in order to make it the right size. But until you learn that, you can always just slide the round nose pliers, one side of them, into the loop, and that will tell you how far down you need to go to make your matching loop. So just about 1/4 inch down is how far I need to go. And I'm going to grab a hold of it, twist my wrist, let go, grab it again, twist again to make a complete loop. So now you can see I have 2 that match. The size is the same. All right, so from here, what we're gonna do is take So this is our little segment for the middle of the necklace. We're gonna take one side, and you can either do one of two things. If you're comfortable with opening up that loop and hooking on the chain, in my opinion, that is your best, it's gonna give you the best result. If you purchase our kit, you will have some jump rings in there, and you can certainly use that. And these are pretty small jump rings. I just like to eliminate that so you don't see it. It keeps it a little more minimalistic and a little more streamlined if you leave that off. So if you wanted to use the jump ring, you would just open it up and attach this loop to one end of your chain. I am going to leave those out just for the sake of, like I said, trying to keep it streamlined. So I'm going to take my round pliers, open up this loop just a little, and I'm going to hook on one side of my chain, and I'm going to close it back gently. You definitely don't want to squish it too much and mess up your loop. Okay, so now I have one side on, and depending on the size you want, so if you want this to rest pretty close to your like to your collarbone, you're gonna want it to be pretty short. If you want to measure, you certainly can do that, and I will tell you that usually a standard, shorter necklace like that's going to be 18 to 20 inches. So I'm going to do an 18-inch one, and grab my measuring tape here that I just dropped. So on one side, I'm going to measure, I'm gonna do not quite 9 inches because I want to allow for the clasp plus this part, so we're gonna go about this. And I'm going to cut that. Okay. And then I want my other side to match, so I'm going to go ahead and open up this loop, hook on my chain, and close it back gently, always making sure you don't get in a hurry and close it too quick or you could smash it. Okay, so we've got those two sides done. And again, I want to cut this so that it matches the length. And obviously I would normally use wire cutters. I'm just using this to show you that you can certainly work with your needle nose pliers if you don't have access to wire cutters. Takes a little more effort, but it works. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to attach a jump ring on each side and the clasp, and you are finished up. It's very simple and super cute. So I'm going to open my jump ring. Remember, when you open your jump ring, always twist your jump ring open, never pull it apart. And on this side, I'm going to put the jump ring and the clasp. And it doesn't matter which side you put the clasp on. If you were putting a pendant or something where the necklace has to always face one direction, whereas this obviously could be turned either way and it doesn't matter, then if you are right-handed, I would suggest that you put your clasp on what would be the right side. It just makes it easier for when you're trying to put your own necklace on. And then if you're left-handed, you'd put it on the left side. So we hook this jump ring on, close it back up, and that is the finished necklace. This is so cute, really popular with younger kids right now, but I certainly would use it as well. I wouldn't call myself a younger kid anymore, but it's really cute. So again, I'm going to include a link in the description below if you're interested in purchasing this kit. But that's tutorial. Thanks for watching, guys.